Okay, we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope everyone has had a very good weekend. Let's get into this because we have some news coming through about the Manchester United takeover, and it's been a long time since honestly we could have said that. Um, First and foremost, let's get into the main story. So this is coming in from Ben Jacobs in the last couple of hours. So he has said a new bid from Sheikh Jassim and the Qatari base bid to buy Manchester United cannot be ruled out at this time. Further adding, he has said ultimately, if Sheikh Jassim wants to buy Manchester United, he may eventually be left with no choice but to pay what it takes, or certainly get close to the 6 billion figure wanted by the Glazer family. Look, this has been an ongoing thing, guys, for a very long time. I remember covering this back in June. We thought the takeover was getting close to being completed. We thought this finally would be Manchester United getting sold, and I said during the week on another stream, I don't think a lot of things changes at Manchester United until the takeover is done. Now, look, this has been a better news day, and make no mistake about it, this is probably mostly because Manchester United won a match yesterday, which does seem like a rarity in the last couple of weeks. But look, we want to get talking on this. We want to get talking about the takeover. Look, I did not think that around about 1 year ago, because it was October, that Manchester United still would be talking in the phases of new bids coming in, of new bids potentially being looked at by Sheikh Jassim, by the Ineos group. I mean, this has been such a long, drawn-out process. It really, truly has. I guess if there was a Manchester United way to do this, then I think this is probably it. Stephanie's down there, green and gold to the club is sold. Big ups as well. Irfan in the comments, good to see you as well. So looking at this article coming in from Ben Jacobs, he has been good on the takeover. Definitely has had a bit of an inside scoop throughout the whole entire process. So he said takeover talks are still ongoing, but a solution has yet to be achieved. Jim Radcliffe and Sheikh Jassim are both keen on acquiring a stake in the club and are prepared to play the long game to secure a deal. The Glazer family currently own the club, have spent a significant amount of money on with the club's money on players who have not contributed enough, which is a concern for fans. Sources have also indicated potential buyers are not willing to pay more for the club, putting pressures on the Glazer family and the Green Group to sell the club. Another bid from Sheikh Jassim cannot be ruled out, but he may have to pay close to the desired 6 billion wanted by the Glazer family. So, look, guys, this has been a very long running thing. This well and truly has. We seen during the week, Fabrizio Romano said the takeover deal, all that stuff, it's still going on in the background at Manchester United. It's still kind of on the cards. It's still being talked about behind closed doors, really. But in terms of public stuff, it has been few and far between. What we want to determine today is, will this club ever be sold? I think when we look at the financials, I think when we look at what's happened across the last 12 months, it's been very tumultuous. We've seen ups, we've seen downs, we've seen times when it looks like the club is about to be sold. The deal has been off the table many times as well. So it is difficult to really tell what's going on. But I want to know your guys' thoughts as well. So I'm asking on the poll, will Manchester United ever get sold? The answers are yes or no. Eventually it will be sold. Look, there's no doubt in my mind. We've seen talks about the Glazer family looking to hold on for another, what, like 2 years? And try to get the value of the club up to 10 billion. Jeremy's down there as well. Good to see you, Jeremy. Hope all's good, man. Newcastle as well. FPL points, yeah, good effort. Daz is sick of the takeover stuff as well, man. Look, I'm well and truly fed up with it. I did not think that once once the takeover was really announced, that it could take 12 months, and we're still talking about new bids coming in. We are still talking about, will they, won't they, will it happen, will it not happen? We don't know. I mean, look, things on the pitch haven't been good for Manchester United this season. It's no doubt about it. Look, we can react to the Burnley match yesterday. Far from a convincing performance against a team with 1 point all season. But I think it's a better news day for Manchester United. Not too much coming out, not the usual leaks. And this happens every time we win a match, is all of a sudden, all the bad news suddenly seems to go away. But coming in from the Express as well on the takeover, Manchester United takeover hopeful Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani may have shot himself in the foot in his quest to acquire the club. The Qatari bankers camp have repeatedly signalled to the Glazers that their final offer is on the table, only to up the stakes. United's owners have entertained a takeover process spanning almost 12 months, but neither Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe have met the asking price as of yet. Manchester United fans are desperate for the American billionaires to leave Old Trafford amid criticism for saddling the club with debt, leading poorly from the top, but the Glazers are seemingly prepared to block out the noise until they received the required price tag. So look, we know this for a fact, and it's a simple fact of life. If you don't want to sell, you don't have to sell. But I think the Glazers will. I think the model certainly is really struggling across the last 3 or 4 years. Profits down. We're looking at more debt. We're looking at a big bill for that stadium. Looking at potentially a whole new team needing to be bought. A lot of things needs to happen for Manchester United to be sold. I don't think the Glazers have the long-term staying power because the profits are going to go down. The money that the club is bringing in is going down, despite these big deals from Adidas, despite the big deals from Snapdragon to Takeover as a shirt sponsor. We have to look at this realistically. The Glazer family, that model is going slowly but surely. Loads of comments coming in as well. Let me see. Irfan is sick about the Glazer family. Absolutely. Stephanie saying Glazers outboard. Yes, man, out. Ten Hag stays. Love that one. And yeah, look, that is something we want to talk about as well. Manchester United's direction in recent years has been nothing short of appalling. From the Woodward era to the Richard Arnold era, the leadership at the top coming down has been so poor, and that's one of the big reasons why we find ourselves still struggling to compete against the big teams like City, even Liverpool. You know, that is one of the main reasons. In the past, we weren't going up against nation states. We weren't going up against entire countries putting their wealth into these teams to try win at all costs. But hopefully across the next couple of months, we can have some takeover news. Look, this has been brought up a couple of times by good sources that there is expected to be updates, expected to be progress around about October, November time. Hopefully we're going to get there. Hopefully. Irfan is down there as well. Qatar have to come in next year, and Premier League is very hard. It's so difficult to win the Premier League at the moment. Big ups, guys. We're up to 14 likes as well. Thanks very much for that one. Satwand is down there as well. Glazers out and the board out. Jim the Rat out, of course. Daz says United are driving me to drink. Absolutely, man, as well. Jeremy says perhaps interest rates increasing brings the club's value down. It might make a sale easier. Yeah, look, that's what we call bad news for Jim Ratcliffe, because a lot of what he was looking to do with Manchester United was very contingent upon getting these big loans and money coming in from the big banks, from JP Morgan Chase, from Goldman Sachs. If the interest rates are going up, which they're expected to do for anyone looking at the financial sort of stuff, that's not good news for him. That's more money he's going to owe back as well. Irfan says City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs are too good now. I think it does show that Manchester United are once again being left behind. And look, a lot of it is down to the stuff on the pitch. It hasn't been great this season, no doubt about it, but I do think it will get better once the injuries start to clear up. Once we start to see more players coming back from injury, I think that will really help Manchester United. But I do have to say that this takeover, I'm starting to feel like it's going to get, something is going to happen. I think we've seen Bloomberg articles during the week when we've seen talk of behind closed doors, NDAs and stuff like that. Basically, the big buyers cannot come out and do public interviews. We've seen a couple of stuff from Ineos, a couple of stuff from Radcliffe, but it's never really been too detailed. Make no mistake about it, Radcliffe is still in this, the Qataris are still in it, but it's going to take a long time for this takeover to be done. I think it might have been Big T highlighted it in a stream during the week as well. Even once this is done, this is buying a club off the stock market. There's going to have to be a lot of agreements. We might be looking, even if the takeover was done tomorrow, at what, like another 6 months before the club is really in Qatari hands. So I wouldn't expect to see anything big in terms of the January window. I'm hoping that we can start off next summer with new ownership, with a new board of directors, and take it from there. Loads of comments coming in as well. Who else have we got? Irfan is down there as well. definitely saying Jim Radcliffe is the 7th Glazer. Daz says, and we've had too many injuries to stay Ten Hag is feeling. Yeah, absolutely. Charlotte saying 2025 is when we get sold, but not for 10 billion. I think 2024. I think it comes next year. I think we've got 3 months, give or take, of this year left. So I think it's going to take probably 6 months. I think hopefully we can have a deal agreed by the end of 2023. And then once we have the stock stuff done, the checking off and delisting as a public company, the fit and proper ownership tests, all the things that do need to happen, I do think we will start to see Manchester United moving forward as a club. And I think I cannot stress the importance of this as well. Drop a like on the video as well. We got Rajad in the comments. Good to see you, man. Hope all's good. So yeah, look, for anyone just joining in, we're reacting to some of this news coming out from both the Express and from Ben Jacobs today. So Ben Jacobs, for anyone who might have missed the start of it, the main points of his article and his news update for all of us are takeover talks have been ongoing for a while. A solution has yet to be achieved. Jim Radcliffe and Sheikh Jassim are both keen on acquiring a stake on the club and are prepared to play the long game to secure their deal. The Glazer family currently own the club. They have spent a lot of club money on players who have not contributed enough, which is a big concern for Manchester United fans. Sources indicate potential buyers are not willing to pay more for the club. However, this has put pressure on the Glazers to make a decision. Another bid from the Qataris and Sheikh Jassim cannot be ruled out. He may have to pay close to 6 billion, which is the Glazers' desired selling price. But it does raise the question, and it raises a concern for me as well. And that is pretty much, if Sheikh Jassim comes in with another bid after saying he's already put his final bid on the table, are the Glazers going to hold out for more money? That's my question. I think it'll come a time when they will sell. I do. I think what it might take is one of those bidders in Radcliffe or perhaps the Qataris dropping out of the race. Maybe that's what it's going to take for that to be done. Who else have we got down in the comments? Stephanie says, need resolution on the takeover or revolution incoming. Something's got to happen, Stephanie, absolutely. That says Ben definitely is in the know. Yeah, look, it's interesting. Like, Ben Jacobs was never really someone we heard a lot about, but definitely does seem to have some inside scoop on this takeover. I don't know if he's close with someone in the Ineos camp or in the Qatari camp, or if he just genuinely has managed to make a friend over a couple of drinks at Manchester United. Irfan says Spurs play very good football. Why not Manchester United? I think it comes down to the players as well, Irfan. I think obviously the manager's doing a really, really good job at Tottenham Hotspur, but I think a big problem is the players as well. They've got a lot of players who are willing to go out and work really hard for the team, willing to run and work hard and sacrifice, and they click together better as a team. Manchester United, we don't feel that way either. Rajat says, when will United get players like Vinny and Haaland? I wouldn't expect us to be buying those big type of players. I think United's long-term plan will be to buy a Vinicius or buy an Erling Haaland at an earlier point. I think Højlund might turn out to be a player like that, but I wouldn't expect United to be spending hundreds of millions of pounds on players in that way. Rajat as well need to get more Mbappe types, at least try to bring Vinny to the club as well. I think there's a question to be had about Marcus Rashford. We can talk about that during the match reaction to yesterday's win, because once again it wasn't brilliant from Rashford. Backtracking really, really questionable. Not a lot of work rate out there as well. Gregory's done there, in my opinion. The Glazer family can't sell the team. I would agree with that as well, Gregory. I don't think the team's performance is really helping the Glazer family out. Now, if you cast your mind back maybe 2 or 3 months, one of the big talking points and one of the big selling points of the whole takeover, and why the Glazers think they can get so much money for Manchester United, was because there was a belief in the club that the team and Erik ten Hag were going to go places. And if you have a team that isn't all of a sudden struggling to finish in the top 4 of the Premier League, but a team winning trophies and a team doing really, really well, I think that makes it a lot more sellable, a lot better, a lot more more of an appealing prospect to buy a team on the up rather than a team on a sneeze. Stephanie's down there as well as Phil Jones, the new club doctor. With the injuries and stuff, Stephanie is very questionable. But no, I think our problem was we had an interim guy in from the start of the year, and that's not a great thing either. You know, not having somebody there who knows they're going to be there long term. I think that's a big question mark over. Now we have got the new doctor in Gary O'Driscoll. For anybody wondering, any fans of rugby as well might know him as a relative. I think he's a cousin of Brian O'Driscoll, former Ireland player as well. He also we got in the comments. Irfan says Kvaratskhelia is the next target. Kvaratskhelia and Osman, man, we're going to need 500 million to buy both those players from Napoli. Napoli do not sell as well. Rajat says, go sell the club or it's going to get very toxic. Absolutely, man. Big ups as well. We're up to 19 likes. Thanks very much for that one, guys. Do appreciate that. And in terms of the poll, 32 votes so far, 84% going for United will eventually get sold, 16% feeling on the negative side and saying, yeah, it's not going to happen. But we're going to find out what happens in this takeover in the next couple of months. But for anybody who did miss it, Ben Jacobs basically has come out with an article today. He has said another bid from the Qataris of close to or 6 billion cannot be ruled out. They're considering it. I question what that's going to mean for the strength of their bid as well. I think if they come in with another bid, 6 billion, what does that mean for the Glazers? Will they say, hold on, you guys said this is your last bid, we're not going in with anymore? And then what happens? Do the Glazers say, we want 7 now? What happens next? I think they'll eventually sell. Make no mistake about it. I think they're looking at 6 billion, but we're gonna find out. We know both Radcliffe and the Qatari bid have set up Cayman Island account, so that means they can transfer the money tax free to the Glazers, of course, and as well as that, they also have set up registered in the British Companies House. So look, everything is down and everything is ready to go. A lot of this, the holdup is coming from the Glazer family, from the Rian group. It's coming from the sellers. The buyers have put lots of bids in. We need to see it moving on as well. And look, it's not just about money, because if spending money was what won trophies, Chelsea would have won everything already this year. United would have won a lot more over the last 10 years. I think the big problem that us as fans have with this club, it's the way it's run. It's the way we operate as a club as well. If you guys are new, by the way, please consider hitting the sub button. We are only around 12 subscribers from the 2000 sub landmark, so thanks so much for all the support. If you guys want to hit the sub, that would be so appreciated as well. Let's see, Irfan says, sell Rashford to PSG, 150 million. Stephanie says as well, our biggest assets and signings like Maguire, Sancho, and Anthony not even playing at the moment. Yeah, look, that's a big issue as well. It's in the Glazers' eye, the likes of Maguire, that's an £80 million asset. When we look at Anthony, that's a £75 million asset. Same with Sancho. So there will be pressure from the inside for Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag to pick those players. With them not performing, with them not on the pitch, is that going to feed into the Glazers' mindset? I don't know. It's very, very questionable. Liman is down there as well. Good to see you. Jarl is saying, why would Qatar suddenly bid 6 billion now after months of saying they would not go higher? I don't see the bid increasing. The club have lost over 600 million. It even dipped under 3 billion. Yeah, look, that's a very good point there as well from you. I think they eventually might raise a bid. I think a compromise might be found. We've known for a while now that the takeover talks are still ongoing. This coming in from Fabrizio Romano, is coming in from other sources. What happens with the takeover is going to be interesting. We were told that it's still going on behind closed doors. Everything's very, very hush-hush. Whether it happens or not, I would expect to see some news at some point. I really do. I don't think as a public company we can say we were for sale and that we had all these takeover talks and not to definitively go one way or another. So we have to know what's going to happen soon. If you guys are new, please consider hitting the sub button. Drop a like on the video as well. We're up to 36 likes as well. I have to say, guys, it's a better day for Manchester United fans, and a lot of that, I think, is solely down to the fact that we managed to win yesterday. I think that's made a better news day for everybody involved. The man is down there. The dressing room issues and poor results are the reason the takeover talk is back again. I think it's a question. I do think that's interesting as well, Luman. I think it's probably more to do with losing 600 million on the stock market. That's what I think is accelerating things, because that takes a big hole out of what the Glazers were looking for this club. You cannot say that, yes, we want 6 billion, and then if you lose a billion in market value, then what's going to happen then? Do you then say, yeah, we still want 6 billion, but you've literally lost so much money already? So what happens next is going to be interesting. Make no mistake about it, that a lot of the stock market stuff is very, very volatile, and it goes off rumors, it goes off conjecture, what way the winds are blowing at the time. You know, a lot of that does feed into it as well. Big ups, guys. We're up to 21 likes as well. Thanks very much for that one. If you guys are new, please consider smashing the sub button as well. Dad says they will have to if they want the club. I think that's clear and obvious. It's going to happen at some point. They're going to have to up the bid. I've always felt this the entire way through the takeover process. At some point, that Qatar will just pay the money. And I think if they're still in the race at this time, after saying, yeah, look, we've put a last bid in, no more bids, no more negotiations, no more of any of that, I think we saw a lot of progress towards a deal at that time. Ultimately, the deal didn't fully go through, but I do think that a lot of it will come down to that. When they threatened to walk away, we saw big news breaking in the next couple of days that they were very close to the deal. They were confident. It's going to be questionable what happens there, and it will be interesting. Maybe Ineos walk away from the deal. Maybe that's what gets the things done, because then the Glazers don't have Radcliffe to play Qataris off against. And it's very easy when you have two people bidding. I'm sure you guys have seen bids on TV. We've seen auctions and stuff. They outbid each other. One person goes 5 billion, another person goes 5.1, the next one goes 5.2, then up and up and up and up. Once one person drops out, the party's over. The game is done. Whether that's what's going to happen, I sincerely hope so as well. Stephanie says 1 billion needed for the upgraded stadium and training facilities. Yes, that's another big expense. I would be concerned as well. I think the way the global economy's going, the way the banks are running, the interests and all that sort of stuff, I think I would be very concerned about this Radcliffe bid, because if Ineos are suddenly hemorrhaging money to try, buy and support Manchester United, their shareholders are going to start looking dividends. They're going to start looking money out of that as well. Lehman says, Stefan, were you one of many who were critical of Evans signing? Yeah, look, I was critical of Johnny Evans as well. Make no mistake about it, the man. And look, I like Johnny Evans. He's actually he was born and raised about 25 minutes from my house. But yeah, I mean, look, we shouldn't be banning those guys as well. Jordy's down there. Hope all's good. Big win for you guys, of course, today. 8-0. Big ups as well. Daz reckons Qatar is going to build a new stadium. I hope so. Old Trafford needs it. I think either massive renovation or a brand new stadium. Something has to be done there. Greg as well saying the structure is what makes the club successful. City got the financial power, but they've also got fantastic structure. United can only think about a half decent structure when those leeches are finally gone. Absolutely, Greg. And I would completely agree with you there. I think that's one of the big things. I think if we look at look at Chelsea, those guys have spent £1 billion in 12 months. They have picked up 25 points in the year 2023 and signed 21 players. That is a massive issue. And spending money just doesn't give the results, doesn't win the stuff. You know, that's the difference in PSG and Man City. PSG spent a lot of money without the structure. And then Man City spent a lot of money with the structure. You know, if you give guys who know what they're doing a lot of money, they're going to do a good job for you. Absolutely. And the structure is so important. I think it was Stephanie said the board are a big issue as well. Those guys got to go. Stephanie says, here's Johnny Shannon Evans yesterday, 200th appearance for the club. Yeah, look, big ups to Johnny Evans. I thought he was really good in that match. Should he be playing for United at this point? Probably not. But he still put a good shift in. I'm not gonna hit on the guy either as well. Charles says when Qatar takes over, the area around Old Trafford is gonna change. Hotels will spring to life. New shopping areas. Manchester will get another downtown area. Qatar likes to build stuff. Yeah, look, it's probably the same with Newcastle as well. We've seen big plans for Saudi investment and stuff like that, so that can happen as well. And I do think that was one of the big selling points of Newcastle, and I think that's genuinely why the government let that take over. Liman Sander as well. How sure are we Qatar will be able to run the club well in terms of football? There's no confidence, absolutely no confidence. As well, Liman, there's no guarantee. If Sheikh Jassim comes in and does what Todd Bully has done, then we're just going to be screwed again. We'll be spending a lot of money, but we'll still be screwed. I think if he comes in and says, I want the best CEO I can get, I want the best director of football, I want the best scouts, I want the best recruitment team, I want the best players, then I think you got a recipe for success. Because look, it's one thing having the money, but it's another thing spending it wisely as well. Big ups, guys. We're up to 25 likes as well. So thanks so much for all that. Very, very much appreciated as well. Plenty of votes on the poll. 46% going for 87%. Reckon we're gonna get Manchester United sold. Lloyd is down there as well. Good to see you, Lloyd. Qatar will bring a good structure. They have learned from the Chelsea mistakes. Yeah, look, you only have to look at Chelsea to see that spending money blindly, it's just gonna waste it. It absolutely is. It's like if I won the lottery, if I had £5 million and I wanted to build a house, I wouldn't go and start planning and building it myself. I would bring in an architect. I would bring in designers. I would bring in the best builders and construction workers, and they would build the house for me. I wouldn't be sitting trying to plan how to build a roof or the house or the foundations or any of that stuff. So that's what smart businessmen do. Todd Bully clearly does not have too much of an acumen for that as well. Luman wants to get 40 likes. Let's see if we can get it. We're up to 26. Drop a like on the video, guys, as well. And for anyone just joining in, I want to go over the main points of the takeover because I'm sure that's what you guys are here for. So first and foremost, Ben Jacobs has said that the Qataris are not out of the running yet. It cannot be overruled that another bid will come in of around 6 billion from Sheikh Jassim. If he really wants the club and he really wants to buy Manchester United, he may well have to pay that amount of money. And they're considering it. They are thinking about it. They are still in the game. The game has been going on for a long time. Been going on for what? 12 months at this point? Almost a year of our life has been spent talking about Manchester United getting sold. I don't think there is a more united way to do a takeover than what we have done, than what we are enduring, than what we're sitting through as well. As Stephanie's done there, super frank on Spital at Chelsea. He probably is. Make no mistake about it. Look, I guarantee it. I looked at the Chelsea fixtures. They're not looking good either. Like, they're really, really not. They got Brentford. They got Brighton. They've got Tottenham, Liverpool, City, United, Arsenal in the next couple of matches. Not going to be fun time for Chelsea fans. Drop a like on the video as well, guys. Big ups as well. 50 votes on the poll. You guys are looking to take over news today. I'm looking forward to it as well. So we have some stuff coming in from the Express for anyone who might have missed it. And they've said reports indicate that during negotiations, the Glazers and the Rain Group, the bank overseeing the sale, Sheikh Jassim's camp dished out the same ultimatum after all their bids were submitted. The final bid threat has yet to come with any substance, and it seems natural the Glazers will sit tight and expect more money to be put on the table until their price is met. Sheikh Jassim and Qatar are still in negotiations, as are Ineos as well. So look, both those parties are still in the mixer for Manchester United. This is a deal that may yet still happen as well. Daz reckon, what is Poch doing? The guy's having a mare. I feel bad for Poch. It was never going to work out at Chelsea, and he might be sacked by Christmas. That's the reality of a Todd Bully system. That's the reality of what Manchester United want to avoid. I think what Chelsea are doing at the moment is a condensed version of what United have done over the last 10 years. Both teams have spent $1 billion. Chelsea in 12 months, United in 10 years. But that's a big issue. We're seeing guys who don't know football making the decisions. We're seeing a lot of players signed and they just don't fit the team either. Daniel's down there. I think 5.7 billion will do. Do you agree? It's a good question. Like, I really can't even remember how much the last bid was from Sheikh Jassim and the Qataris. I think it might have been about 5.2 billion all in, and I think that included On top of it, a pledge to invest a certain amount of money in Manchester United's players and the infrastructure, the stadium, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of that in that as well. Lucky's down there as well. Come on, Sheikh Jassim, 6.2 billion. Liman says Lucky has come with a break-even price. And Charles says as well, I doubt Jassim would make himself into a director of football and go out and shopping players. He'll get a proper director of football, start finding players that he and Ten Hag agree with. Tom made himself into director of football. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point there as well. I think that's a big one. I really think that if Qatar come in, or if it's Radcliffe, whoever it is, they got to take a look at it and say, yeah, look, we need some specialists in here. It's like I said, it's the same analogy. If I'm building a house, I'm not going to try build it myself. I'm not going to draw up the blueprints. I'm going to get an architect. I'm going to get some builders and I'm going to get some electricians. And yeah, I might paint a few walls, but that's about it. I'm not going to sit building it as well. So that's what we've got to do. Hopefully, whoever comes in and buys United will be doing that, and we can run as a proper club, clear the guys out at the board level. I've been saying it for a long time. They are as guilty as the Glazer family for where Man United are as a club. And look, we can look beyond managers. I said it in the video during the week. We've had 10 years. We've had 5 managers. We've spent a lot on players. The issue is above all that. It has to be. What else could it really be? As well. So 56 votes on the poll. 88% reckon Manchester United will get sold at some point. I really hope so. I really hope so, guys. Please. I hope you guys are right. I think it will happen. I think eventually the club will sell. Whether it takes Radcliffe, whether it takes somebody else pulling out, maybe that's what's gonna push things over the line. I would be curious though, and I would like to know your guys' thoughts on this one. If the Qataris pulled out, would you guys be happy with Ineos and Jim Radcliffe taking over? Like, would that be something you guys would take just to get the Glazer family out? Or do we think that we're staring down the barrel of another ownership just like the ones we have? That's my question to you guys. Would be interesting to know what you guys think. I might put it up on a poll, but I think my internet is a little bit slow today, so I don't want to do too much tampering with the stream either. As well, so big ups as well, guys. We're up to 30 likes. Thank you very much for that as well, guys. Really appreciate the support on today's stream so far. Plenty more I want to get through. I want to get talking first and foremost about yesterday's 1-0 win over Burnley. So not a convincing performance, not the best performance we've seen in a long time from Manchester United, but that it was needed, and I think that's why we're seeing better. And we got Vinny Jr. in the chat as well. I hope things are going good at Madrid, man, as well. Good to see you, man. Jarl is down there. Jim Radcliffe is 200% better than the Glazers, but I would not be happy. Yeah, look, I think we take whatever we can get at this point, but I do still think the Qatari bid might be the best way forward for this club. Liman is saying only Qatar for you as well. You want to see Qatar brought in, absolutely. Look, a lot of people do. But yeah, look, guys, looking forward to this week. There will be a watch along on Tuesday. We haven't done one in a while, just trying to get everything back into swing of things with the channel and stuff, so make no mistake about it. We will be back with the watch along for the Palace match. I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully going to be another United win. Stephanie reckons winning ugly is better than losing. Absolutely it is. Absolutely. And big ups, guys. We've got, 52 people in the chat as well. Good to see everyone. Drop a vote on the poll as well. Will Manchester United ever get sold? And drop a like as well. Any comments? Get them into the comments as well, guys. We will read them out. We'll go through them as always. We always do. That's something we really believe on in the channel as well. Rajat says, United like marketing, not winning. Yeah, look, there's more money to be made in marketing as well. I think it's been a long and ongoing thing at United. I said it a while ago. When we consider if you get £200 million for finishing top 4 or 250 for finishing as the champions of the Premier League, but you have to spend more money to get there. I think that's what the Glazers have been doing for a long time, but it's going to happen as well. Lucky is down there as well. Jim Radcliffe will not build a new stadium. He hasn't ever tried to build. Will be interesting to see what happens on that one. Look, Nice is an interesting one. Obviously not going too well there over the last year or so. So That's kind of a case study, but at the same time, the Qatari ownership of PSG hasn't achieved its big games either. But guys, we're up to 31 likes. Can we get to 40 likes on this stream as well? We need 9 likes on this one as well. Drop a sub as well if you guys are new. We are so close to 2k subs as well. We've been waiting for a long time to get there. I think we need about 13, maybe 12 subscribers. So drop a sub on that one as well. With Sir Jim, we would get the right players, and Jim Radcliffe would bring his own staff to that area, so it could get fixed. But the debt would be there, along with a broken stadium and an old training field. Yeah, I think it answers some problems, but not all of them. Luman says, would I be happy for Rashford to be dropped? For many reasons, but mostly selfishness. Yeah, look, I would. I would. My big thing with Rashford is I don't mind the selfishness sometimes. I don't care if he fancies himself to score a goal. That's okay. My big problem is that he doesn't work hard enough when he's pressing. Lets players just run past him as well. So that's kind of my concern. I want to see a team work, and Manchester United's team's not good enough really at the minute to have passengers, to have players who don't do the hard work, don't do the running stuff. So if Manchester United drop Rashford and we play Garnacho and Garnacho works harder, then that's a good thing. No player should be untouchable. Absolutely no player. I really do believe that as well. Stephanie says Rashford involved in a car crash last night. Apparently, yeah, I did see that. Some conflicting stories. Some people say it was Rashford. Some people say it wasn't. Other people said that Bruno Fernandes was at the scene and helped Rashford out of his car. So I don't know what's happening on that one. It's an interesting story for sure. No club statement as of yet on that one, so we will wait, of course, for that one. Daniel says the Glazers could have got more money if they had best-in-class directors of football. Do you think Mystic Trick Club could do more money? Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. That's the one thing that's never really made a lot of sense to me, is the Glazer family do not like spending a lot of money. They want profits to be up. If they spent the money to bring in some good directors of football, some good scouts, a good recruitment team, they could have saved a lot of money and had a better team. That doesn't make sense to me. But they wanted to fill those positions, CEOs, with people who are going to make more money. Ed Woodward was out getting tractor deals. He was out getting noodle sponsorships, pillow sponsorships, bed sponsorships, shoelace sponsorships. Just about any kind of, like, we probably had an official club window cleaner at some point. This is that's what we were more interested in as well. Greg says, great finish for the goal, excellent technique, and an away win. Players are slowly coming back from injury. There are some positives for what seemed an impossible time at the moment. I do agree, Greg. I think it's going to get better. I think maybe the last couple of weeks we've maybe hit the bottom and we're bouncing back. I think more players coming back is going to be a good thing. Varane coming back going to be big. Hopefully starting to get Sofian Amrabat into the team as well. We're going to see more out of Højlund as he gets more and more comfortable at Manchester United. Lots of people joining in, so welcome to the stream. If you guys are new to the channel, this is the United Philosophy, so we are an upcoming fairly new. We've only been at this about 10 months. Fan channel, of course, really based around the community stuff as well. Lots of streams, lots of videos coming up, and lots more content, watch-alongs, everything you guys want to see. So if you guys want to stay tuned, don't forget, hit that sub button. Would really help out as well. We're trying to get up to 2,000 subscribers as well. Got a new comment in from QATAR and saying QATAR, yep, I think that they will eventually take over. That's my gut feeling. It's not if I was inside and if I had the inside scoop, I would tell it to you guys first, don't worry. But if I ever do hear anything, don't worry, I will be on here to tell, of course, as well. Stefan says Glazers out. Get the gritty Glazers out. Rajat says Brighton don't rely on anyone returning to how they play. Yeah, look, Brighton's a good one as well. But the thing is with Brighton is when they have players missing, Brighton's whole team, the players they have at the minute, they have players behind them who are ready to step into their shoes. I watched a really good interview with their head of recruitment, and he basically had said Brighton have a replacement player for every player on the pitch already at the club, be it in the youth academy or in the reserves. They've got the replacements already brought in. That is how a proper football club runs. They can lose Caicedo, they can lose McAllister, and they're even better for it. That's genuinely how a top level club run. They're very innovative. They really do come up with the best solutions. I think there's a lot we can learn from Brighton. Obviously, we can do it on a bigger budget, but there's a lot we can learn from Brighton. There really is. Stephanie says, please, we got a clean sheet to check the heat of Onana criticism. That is harsh. The best player in the first 2 games. Some people have short memories. Missing Wan-Bissaka and Varane badly. Yeah, look, I want to see both those players brought in. I think it's unfortunate. I'm seeing Onana get a lot of stick. And I do want to address this really quickly as well. First and foremost, I will say this about Andre Onana. I think, yeah, look, he's made some mistakes, but I think most goalkeepers do. The amount of shots the guy faces is genuinely far too high. And what I will say as well, people questioning his passing ability. You know, he's misplacing passes, but a lot of the times we've got McTominay hiding behind other players. Casemiro too far up the pitch. He's got no options, and that's always going to be a big one as well. I think Onana will be better when Man United get better. Make no mistake about it. And as for De Gea, look, I know there's De Gea fans out there, but De Gea still does not have a club. And we are coming into October, and there's talks about the guy retiring. So that's something else as well. Lucky's down there as well. Darcy, Brian, Edward, Kevin all want to leave ages ago as well. And Wasim says, right time to buy United at 4 billion. That's probably... £4 billion is probably a very, very fair market value. And if you're buying any other business, most of them would take that amount. I think dealing with the Glazer family, you're dealing with an extraordinary group of people, extraordinarily greedy, extraordinarily stubborn. They've got a very, very long patience. They've got so much money they don't need the money just yet as well. Stephanie, you're right as well. Back four is not settled. That's a big one. I think having a lot of injuries is definitely not helping us out. I think I do have to say one thing though, and I've been very, very impressed with Sergio Reguilon. I think he's definitely played well in the last couple of matches. Played last night, of course, even though he was feeling ill. He did have to come off because he was feeling so ill as well. But I think if he's playing for a move, he's going the right way about it, definitely. And Luman's down there. If we get 50 likes, then Lucky Singh will force the Glazers to sell the club. Let's smash the likes. Yes, guys, drop a like on the video. We're up to 36. We've got 60 people in here as well. So drop a like. Please consider hitting the sub button as well. I think we're so close to hitting the 2K subs. Let me just double check here as well. Just when we're here. So yeah, guys, we need 12 subs. 12 subscribers. If there are 12 people out there, please consider hitting that sub button as well. And I did promise a while ago when we hit 2K, we would do like a Q&A video, do any sort of live stream you guys want as well. To let me know as well if there's any other content you guys want to see. If you guys want to see me buy FIFA and play the EAFC, let me know and I will do it. Let's see, Daz is down there. If I was just him, I would buy Brighton's backroom. Yeah, we definitely can do that one. Absolutely. I don't think you could go too far wrong. Get people in who know what they're doing, let them go to work, and they will deliver. Make no mistake about it. Like, PSG have started to get better since they've brought Ocampos in. We can see this across the board. Liverpool struggled after Michael Edwards left. You know, they're good directors of football, people who know what they're doing, have those sort of up-and-coming players in their eye line. Those guys can deliver. And it would be questionable. You know, a good club probably would have let Ralph Rangnick stay and be the sort of technical director and be that sort of position at the club. Would be interesting to see what would happen as well. Rajat says do some home tour, maybe. My home tour wouldn't be too interesting, man, honestly. Lehman wants to see a 2K Q&A. Yeah, look, I would love to do some vlogs as well. I thought, yeah, I could go down to the local as well, maybe make a vlog or stuff out of it as well. Got a couple of matches I'm going to as well this year, so for United. So we'll be I'll do a couple of vlogs and stuff for that as well. And we'll do some different stuff as well. I'm sure you guys want to see more than just my backdrop, here, with all my shirts and stuff hanging up. But yeah, so really looking forward to all that, guys. We're 1 like from the 40 likes. Can we hit 50? Because as Luman says, Lucky Singh will buy Manchester United if that happens. And yeah, look, if Lucky Singh buys United, I think we'll be doing well. I really do. And big ups as well. Debut last night for Sofian Amrabat under difficult situation as well for the guy, you know, coming on at left back. That says you have to be the first breathing Qatar news of all my subs. Respect. Yeah, look, it came out a couple of hours ago, but I think it's because Sunday's quite a quiet day. That's why I think we're not seeing too much. And look, obviously a lot of football today as well. Look, there's no mistake about it. When we have more news, sorry, when we have more football, we've got less news. When we have less football, there's more news. So things like that's going to come out as well. Lacano is down there. Good to see you. Congratulations on national rugby team breaking the Springboks. Yeah, look, big ups as well. The Irish rugby team going really, really well. Really enjoyed that match last night. Really, really tough one. Well, we got 60 people in here as well. I think that's the most we've had since we came back after the break I had. So big ups for that one. Keep voting on the poll, guys. 85 votes on that one. 85% reckon Manchester United will get sold eventually. 15% gonna say, yeah, we're not quite sure, maybe not. Drop a like as well, guys. I think we're up to 41, so thanks so much for all that as well. Honestly, guys, thanks so much for the support and sticking with me. Really, really do appreciate all the support that you guys have given over the last 12 months. Cannot and could not ask for any more at all. Really, really do appreciate it. Wasim says, even after 10 years, Sir Alex still seems under construction. How other clubs can settle rapidly? Yeah, it comes down to the guys running the club. You know, I did see a point last night, and somebody said, yeah, Bayern Munich won trophies after sacking managers. Chelsea have done it, but I think it comes down to how those clubs are run as well. Daz says the rugby was class, but I had to watch the highlights. Stephanie says, vote, like, comment, sub. Yeah, in that order. Big ups. Thank you, Stephanie. That's a nice one. I'm going to pin that comment, actually. Let me just... I'll just pin that one as well. Let me see. Lucky is down there as well. Marcus Rashford needs to communicate with the right pass. Hoyland, we had many great goals as we can. Yeah, look, some better pass selection, and they would have got better. I will say one thing, and I seen people going for Rasmus Hoyland last night. Look, Hoyland is a young guy. Is he going to misplace some passes? Yes. Is he the finished article? Far from it. But the guy's 20 years old. The talent is there for all to see. If Rasmus Hoyland, if it wasn't for a VAR call against Brighton, he would have 2 goals in his first 4 matches. That's a good return for any striker, let alone a 20-year-old striker coming in from injury, only playing 2 full matches. I think Hoyland's really doing well at Manchester United, and I want to see more from him. I think we're going to see a lot more, but we have to be patient. We have to be patient. I'm sure you guys remember, everyone's got long memories. You know, Wayne Rooney, when he came, was not the finished article. Cristiano Ronaldo frustrated for a long, long time. Anyone a little bit older will remember Ryan Giggs frustrating for a long time. This is just the trajectory of young players. They will frustrate. They will not always get it right, but they will start to get it right more and more often. And have patience with Hoyland. And I think we got a real player in our hands. I really do. Lucky says Marcus Rashford needs to learn to pass the ball to strikers in front of him. Yeah, I think one thing Rashford has always struggled with is it's his decision making. I think he's always struggled with that, and ultimately the guy's 25 now. I think if he was in a more stable team, he probably would be a better player now. I think a lot of what Rashford did last year, 30 goals, massive achievement. And United would have been absolutely nowhere without those goals. But I do think that he really did cover up some bad performances with a goal. That's my issue as well. The man says, are we forgetting Hoyland is playing with a big price tag? Yeah, look, he is. And that's going to bring criticism on the guy. But Hoyland didn't charge the price tag for himself. And look, it's the same with Maguire, for instance. Look, a lot of people bring up Harry Maguire and say, yeah, look, £80 million, but it wasn't Maguire who paid the money. Maguire just turned up and accepted the move. Hoyland will come good. He will come very good, but be patient with the guy. You know, really, really be patient. And we're going to get a lot out of him. Wasim says Ten Hag must drop Rashford favoritism. How can a player get all these favors? I think it's just down to Garnacho maybe not being in the best of form, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Rashford rest. We're playing Crystal Palace in the League Cup on Tuesday night, so I think maybe we'll go with a front 3 of Hoyland, Pellistri and Garnacho. I think that could be exciting. Midfield, maybe put Mount, Amrabat, Hannibal, that could be exciting. back four, it's going to be interesting to see who can play there. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Malacia, all out. So it will be Delo, will be Reguilon. Maybe Varane comes back. Maybe Martinez comes back. We're going to find out. Bayern might play as well in gold. Daz says Hoyland is a beast. Yeah, look, the talent is there. It just more needs to come out of it as well. Crystal says he needs to learn the X and triangle button first. Sometimes it does seem like that as well. It really does, man. And Stephanie, sorry, I missed that comment. Hoyland and Amrabat pressed really well yesterday. Yeah, they did well. I was impressed with Hannibal. I think he's definitely going to be a player going to get more minutes. I really do. I think he's done more than Mount this season. I think he's done more than Ericsson. So let's see what Hannibal can do. You know, very exciting player, a lot of talent, works hard, not afraid of a tackle, not afraid of a fight. Stephanie says United overpay twice the transfer fee and then salaries. Absolutely, we do. It breeds a culture of laziness. Lehman, do I believe the club is forcing Ten Hag to play Rashford for some reason? I don't think it will get it for Rashford, maybe. I think maybe with a contract. I do definitely think there'd be questions about Maguire not playing, maybe more under Ollie. I feel like maybe they've learned he's not the player they thought he was. But a lot of people do get that. And there might have been pressure at one point to play Ronaldo, or there might have been pressure to play Pogba at some point. Hopefully it's not quite that bad. Look, the manager will not ever come out and say that he felt compelled to play anybody, because then he isn't the manager anymore. He's just a coach. But I do think that there will be politics, there will be stuff like that going on. Make no mistake about it. There always is. Let's see. Lucky is down there. Garnacho in, rest Marcus Rashford. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some Garnacho as well. For Hoyland, can't blame ATFC Atalanta for charging 15 billion in add-ons that bought him in August 2022. Absolutely. Yeah, look, I'm never going to blame a paying club. And if I was selling a player and Manchester United came up, I would play the long game, because I know that you would get money out of them. Make no mistake about it. It's the same as anything. Liman says, if the Glazers are that greedy, then why are they overpaying for the players and their wages? It's a good point. It comes down to how they worked things out. Whenever you have, say if you earn £1 million a month, and that's your wage, so they would take that as you being worth £12 million per year. And if you had a 5-year contract, that could be £60 million, and they would add that on to Manchester United's value as a club. That was something they did for a long, long time. Stephanie says, other than injury crisis, why McTominay starts is baffling. Yeah, look, McTominay is just not good enough. He really, really isn't. What was it? The Brighton match, 15 passes completed in an entire match. I mean, that's just not good enough either. Let's see. Innocent is down there. The team is full of injured players, but let's run behind our fit players. Yeah, look, it's a good point. The injuries are genuinely, I've never seen anything like it at Manchester United. I really, really haven't. But hopefully it's going to get better. Hopefully it will improve. Let's see. Stephanie says 46 likes. Yeah, we're up to 46. Can we hit 50? I'll stay on as well for another while. We'll see if we can get to 50 likes. Drop a sub if you guys are new. Stephanie's pinned comment says it all. Vote, like, comment, and sub. That's the one. That's what we got to do. Crystal says, can see you're building the channel. Keep up the work. Yeah, thank you, man. Much appreciated. Just trying our best over here. But yeah, guys, 98 votes as well. We have 82% of you guys are saying that Manchester United will get sold eventually. I hope you guys are right. We've got 48 likes as well now, so big ups, guys. Let me check as well. Want to check one little thing. Daz says Reguilon was ill and put in a shift. Yeah, he put a better shift in than other players have all season. I'm impressed with the guy. I have to say it as well. I really, really do. Rajat's got a question. Yeah, man. Work away. Ask away. You know, any comments, more than welcome, of course. And if you guys want to subscribe, we're 10 away, I think now. 11 away, sorry, from 2,000. And we've hit 50 likes as well. So Lucky's buying Manchester United. Big ups. Thank you very much for the likes as well, guys. Much appreciated as always. Rajat, how many live chats aren't how come my live chats aren't going up on Alice? Is that Alice Talks Football? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. There was a problem with YouTube. It was like whenever you had they're basically running a filter on stuff as well, and you can turn it off or you can turn it on. Sometimes people's live chats don't pop up. It's happened to me before as well. And I think it's happened on the channel as well. I've turned it off as well. I've got a couple of people doing mods as well in there just to like clean things up if anything does go in that shouldn't be put into the chat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Lucky says I'm keeping pressure on Avram Glazer especially. Yeah, look, I can't take that guy as well. Stephanie says Reggie Rose, Rasmus, Rox, Hannibal Hunt. Love it. Absolutely love the old alliteration as well, guys. 45 watching as well. Yeah, we're up to 50 now as well. And we got 51 likes on the video. So big ups for that one as well, guys. Drop a sub if you guys are new as well. And yeah, look, I'll take some more questions as well. If you guys have any more questions at all, get them in. Rajat Odang. Yeah, look, I think it's an automatic thing. I don't think you've been blocked or anything because it would normally say in the chat if you have. But yeah, look, it's happened to me before. I've tried to comment on people's things, so I'm not quite sure how it works. Lucky says Hannibal Meshbury likes to tackle. He does. Ronnie's down there. And Michael Ryan Giggs is coming off summer in Belfast. Seen it advertised. You get photos with him, and he's chatting about his time at the club. Would be interesting. Might look into it. Don't know yet. Disappointing Palestrio's drop for Burnley. Yes, I would like to see him play against Crystal Palace on Tuesday. Innocent 53 watching. Yep. And Rajat, how to fix it? Funny problem to have. It's interesting. I'm not quite sure, man. It can happen. Like it is weird that it's you can put the comments into my chat, but not on Alice's channel. It might be an issue with her channel then, if that is the case. Maybe they have put the filter on or whatever. Sometimes it picks up proper messages as spam and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Innocent says, yesterday, guys, we played bad. Yeah, absolutely. Is it possible to win back-to-back games against Palace since Roy Hodgson is the great manager? Yeah, well, I think we'll beat them as well. Will Ten Hag go strong for Carbo Tuesday? I think he will. And the reason why I think he'll go strong is there's not a lot of players. And I think that might be the issue there as well. There's not a lot of people fit. Look, he might make some changes. Hopefully he does. But I'm pretty sure that will happen. And no, I don't think Alice does have subs only on that as well. I'm not 100% sure, man. I think it might be an issue on her end if that is the case. That says Rashford looks like he's just realized Lingard is not there anymore. He would have took a long time for him to realize that. Lucky says Sofyan Amrabat and Varane for Carling Cup. Maybe that's what we go for. Not 100% sure on that one as well, but I'm looking forward to it. Will be a watch along Tuesday. Make sure to join in for that one, guys. I'm going to leave the stream here, so thanks so much for joining in. Thanks for all the likes and the new subscribers. Great to have new people on the channel. And of course, all the loyal people who turn up every single stream. Thanks so much for all the support, guys. And yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to Tuesday. Have a good rest of your Sunday, guys. Hope Monday is not too bad. And I will catch all you guys in the next one.